Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. We're gonna head straight to the morning room to go. That was very loud. Door. Alrighty.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Well, let's get told that because it's time to go stare at you and get very obvious information showing that, yeah, sad marriage. Alrighty, and we're gonna get that. And that. And that! Cool. So.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Yeah, this one's easy.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Alrighty, what happened last night?
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Your ladyship?
Alright, now we're gonna go talk to this person. Talkie.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
First, let's look here. Alrighty, you're old. You're still old. Alright, but you're caring, a caring old person. You're a hard worker. And we're done. Alright, so.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
We don't even say you're a ladyship after talking to you. What do you know? Yeah, I don't know why they always have to give a tutorial message at the beginning of every single case. Maybe they assume you forgot, or maybe you're playing the game out of order.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
And if we move it, we find a
This
safe.
is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Quickly now. Open, open, open. Loading, loading, loading.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it.
Well,
Your ladyship?
if you can't help us open it, then I will open it myself.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
That's right, looks like that. I don't remember what I meant by vibrating, it just means it goes, like, twitches. So. Whoops, no. Right there. Hey. There we are. Very picky, aren't ya? And the last one is there. Perfecto. You know, why can't lockpicking be that easy? We got some medical records. Basically, probably his side effects of his drinking. I'll tell you that right now. I don't even need to. It says it right there. You don't even need to read it. That's.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Okay, but it's still here, so.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
No further observations. What else is... We have the small table. And a picture.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port. But which one?
I don't suppose that will tell you. Like that, right? I guess we're not going to care. Oh, we can open it to find out more, though. I suppose this is more specific.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Alrighty. And now we're going to... We might actually have more talking to do. Nope, there's also tables still. Lots of tables. It's just the times. Family business booming. The Randolph gang is back on the streets. And this is freaking 5 pages. 5 pages. 5 pages. They're also telling you the names here and that they have a piratey career. So be alert and keep your valuables safe.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Alright. So. If we can put some stuff together. We can do that. And what we're going to actually do say is the Randall's been blamed. What? Totally. And nothing else connects, so away with deduction land. And I don't think I can talk to you anymore, can I? How about you? But I can talk to Teresa. Darn it, microphone, stay up there.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behavior.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
Cool. Oh, we got more, eh? More. No personal life, but from Australia. So, we're gonna say... were acquainted with a sailor. I mean, someone had to take the picture that we already saw. Okay. Now let's go out here and we're gonna talk to Lestrade. Or ignore Lestrade. And go in here.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Haven't you done it already? Oh, whatever. First things first, what do you have to tell me in Talentland? This. What's up with the weird noises? It's a bell rope that was cut.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
I don't know why we need to do that.
A fur trader's cabin.
Let's go ahead and examine the body.
So,
and...
Watson,
yeah.
what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Okay. And then we look at his head, we can see...
The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
Dreadful.
That must be the murder weapon.
Alright. And I'm going to continue examining
Quite a
before we
large
deduce.
stick. A formidable weapon.
Nice stick indeed. And
Barefoot.
look at the feet.
He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
And what else do we have? I think there's got to be one more thing. I saw the poker, saw the stick, and the bare feet. What's in the fireplace?
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Okay. Now, we deduce. Alright. We can do that one. I feel like there's more, possibly. Yep. And now we have a choice. So we're gonna select Poker Blow. And I doubt these have any connection. Of course not. Why would they have a connection? That'd be stupid to think they had a connection. Now we need to search this room very carefully, because I could not find everything in this room the first time I tried. Turned out I missed something stupid, though, so let's test this.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
I don't know why we care about beeswing.
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
And?
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
Indeed.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed.
And then the bottle.
Chateau Calon Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
Yeah. Alright, and now... we can check this. This is probably where she was bound.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Cool. And we also
This is
just
the
look at
chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
Thank you, I already said that. And I'm gonna continue snooping. Well, I guess it's deducing first. Deduce! Oh, wow. We'll do that. And we're going to say, wow, we're actually moving along in this deduction, man. 2 people. That's the answer. And back to snooping. Cool. Examine the board.
These wine bottles are expensive, and mostly from France.
And then there was something else. The candlestick, eh?
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Wouldn't you agree, Watson? Uh-huh.
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
And one more thing. What? Wait.
A bottle of wine is missing here. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
Makes you wonder why. Alright, inspecting the dining room is complete. Now, would step outside to do more, but it makes more sense to go grab Toby and come back first. That way we can kill more birds with more stones instead of just one singular bird. Okay. And we're going along. Rolling along. And we're here. Literally all you gotta do is walk up to Toby and grab him.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Alright. Now, let's go back to the Abbey Grange. Yeah, this was such a worthwhile trip, wasn't it? Alrighty. And we're rolling along. Still rolling. Still rolling. Rolling. Rolling! Maybe we'll be there soon. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll end the episode in transit. No, we won't do that. It's not been long enough. Now here we are. Eventually. Here we go.
Search, Toby.
Now, this is kind of an interesting mechanic. As a dog, you have to follow the scent, which is visible through the little scent smoky thingy. And I'm pretty sure in Devil's Daughter you don't have to call Sherlock to do that. You can just, open the door if your dog mind or something. So the first place the scent's gonna take you is this woodshed out here. Almost there. We're here.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Oh, but there's more. Let me see. No, that doesn't really go that way, but it goes this way. I don't want to fall it back inside by accident, so I'm going to be careful. Because it does actually go off this way. To the well. Why do we got such eerie music for, like, the dog section?
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
Alright, and there's one more place to go. It's follow the scent all the way out of here. Because the intruders used the wall to escape. I guess, why not the gate? I don't know.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Man, that was a beautiful end screen right there. Okay, now, let's take a peek inside this well. If we can. There we go. Hello?
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
How about the bucket?
If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
I guess a bucket's not gonna work. It works in hidden object games. Why can't it work here? Because this game is smarter than hidden object games. That's why. Okay, well, we're gonna have to find something better. More practical. Maybe it's in the shed. We have
Bags of
bags.
seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
We got...
This old
this.
suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. Small gardening tools. Nothing of great interest.
And lastly, a hook.
This hook might be useful.
Cool. The benefits of doing it in that order. If you went to the shed first, it would probably be marked as an object of interest that you can't do yet. 'Cause order. Alright, yes, I know that. I want to go to the scene above this, not the well itself. Thank you! This is where I want to go. Now lower! It's convenient they had that little, like, rope it could grab from.
Silverware? This is hardly a coincidence.
We have a fork. I'd love to know why I have to look at the fork. That.
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Wasn't that fast? So, we have deductions to do. Silverware, obviously. And we're gonna go with imitated robbery. Why would they attempt to imitate a robbery? That is nothing. So let's leave. And probably need to go report everything to the peoples inside. It's such a sad, sad song. I remember the song playing here my first time. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, sad is fitting, it's just sad. Anyway, Inspector, what do you gotta say? Probably nothing interesting, but you know. Alright, so.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Next.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Okay. That is useful. For what? Probably that. The only obvious thing. Domestic violence. And that will bring us to this. There was a murderous visitor. Now, I have to admit, we're moving along quite fast. I can't help but wonder if this case is shorter than I remember. Let's talk to Peoples. I mean... yeah, this is quite short. What do you know?
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
For some reason.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. Now,
Your ladyship?
you. We are not done talking. We got lots more to do. Silverware.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Yeah. Alright, so. Nothing to go. Investigate the murder. What else could I possibly have to do here? Thank you for randomly saving the game. What do you have to say?
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna see if Watson is still here. Of course he's not. Watson has vanished. Although I have to admit, there's probably stuff to do at Baker Street, so I'm gonna confirm that before I leave. Indeed! I've never actually used the evidence tab before my previous playthroughs, but it is remarkably helpful. Especially when you need to know what to do. I'll have to make note of that when the next Sherlock Holmes game comes out, which I hope is soon. Please, Frogverse. I don't care about the Thinking City. I want more Sherlock Holmes. It's a great game series. Just, come back to this kind of style and don't do all the action sequences that were in Devil's Daughter. I mean, some of them were fun, others were not. Let me tell you right now. I almost felt like they made Devil's Daughter in preparation for working on the Sinking City. I mean, I have no way to prove that, but it could be a theory. Thank you for ending. I ran out of stuff to fill the time with. Alright. Let's do some analyzing. That's an interesting word.
Let us see how the rope was cut.
Alright.
The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope.
Was it some scissors? Oh, I gotta cut it myself.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Okay. Was it a nutcracker or cutters, whatever these... Oh, those are cutters. I don't know. Oh, cut it, please.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Well, how about a knife? Honestly, we probably could have started with this if this is right.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay. And we can deduce... the only things left to deduce. Which is this. Sailor background. Look for a sailor. Hey, it's a good thing we're here because it's time to talk to Wiggins. I'm guessing we have to do this like looking outside. No? My theory for calling a sailor is to get the kids to help. But I guess I'm wrong. Search for a sailor. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's archives time. So. 1893. Rock of... that thing. There it is. It's all about the ship's arrival. Yada yada hue.
Here it is.
Cool. And now, we'll get on with it.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Alright, now it's time to call in Wiggins and his old gang. I wanted to do that sooner, but oh well. I guess we need to know the place first.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
3 hours later.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Alrighty. And you're just gonna stay there for no reason. Actually, maybe there might be a reason. Where'd you put it? Right here. What a weird place.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor.
And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Cool. So we have these and then those to compare with. I'm going to see who we have. Alright, so there's lots of papers. It wasn't Charles. It wasn't Jack. But Henry?
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Okay. We have Ernest.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Okay. Next page. Was Harvey? No. Robert? No. Charles?
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
I'm sorry. Different Charles.
I do not...
Different Herbert.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Okay. Hey.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Alrighty, and we also... I don't think there's anyone else on there, unless my eyes are horrible. Herbert?
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
And Thomas.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
So I missed Charles somewhere. Let me go back to this page. Nope. Let's see. Charles, where are you?
I do not
Not that Charles. That Charles!
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Diddly diddly doom. Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna not press tab in case it jumps us into a cutscene. Cause it is time to end. So next time on Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, we're gonna do stuff with this list. Probably go meet Mr. Crocker! See you guys then.